It happened on Christmas morning, snow outside, silence inside, and her lawyer sitting where my father used to sit, right at the head of the table. My wife smiled like it was a celebration. Maybe it was, for her. She slid the papers across the table like a gift. "Merry Christmas," she said, and beside her he laughed, the man she called her work husband. A laugh that made my stomach tighten and my hands still. Divorce. After 8 years. She didn't even blink. I didn't argue, didn't ask why. I just looked at her, then at the man grinning beside her, and said, "All right." Then I signed. The pen didn't even shake, but my mind did, quietly, deeply. When I handed the papers back, her lawyer leaned forward to collect them. That's when I gave him something else, a small box, wrapped neatly, dark red ribbon. He frowned. "What's this?" I just said, "A token of appreciation," and smiled. He opened it, looked inside, and every drop of color drained from his face. He turned to her, voice shaking. You need to start begging, now." That was the moment she stopped smiling. 2 weeks earlier, she had started staying late at work. More perfume, less warmth. When she came home, she smelled like someone else's cologne. Faint, expensive, untraceable. I asked once, lightly. She said, "Don't be paranoid," and kissed my cheek like a mother humoring a child. I let it go, outwardly. Inside, I began to listen, watch, record. The receipts from their meetings, hotel transactions buried in credit card statements, photos on a shared cloud she forgot I had access to. Smiles, touches, his hand on her back, her head on his shoulder. Each image was a nail, each laugh between them a hammer strike. But I didn't confront, I observed, because emotion clouds judgment, and judgment is the sharpest weapon. The real proof came from a USB I found in her car, a recording, her voice, whispering to him, "He'll sign anything if I play it right. He's too soft, always has been." Then his voice, "Then he's about to learn how business really works." I remember sitting in the garage, the engine off, that recording echoing through the dark. I didn't move for a long time, didn't cry, didn't break anything. I just rewound it, played it again, and started planning. By the time Christmas came, everything was ready. I had the transfer records, emails, their little investment, paid for using my company's funds. She didn't know I owned majority shares. Didn't know that every document she signed while handling our finances had been mirrored to a private legal server. Her lawyer? He was part of it too, drafting documents to move assets quietly, assuming I wouldn't notice. But I did. I noticed everything. So I let her file for divorce, let her bring him in, let her think she'd won. Because the moment I signed, ownership reverted. Every penny she'd tried to steal froze in place. Every message, every payment, every signature forwarded automatically to the ethics board, the firm, and the IRS. The small box I gave him? It wasn't jewelry, it was a drive, an exact copy of everything. His name, his emails, his transactions. When he looked inside, he saw his career ending, his reputation bleeding out in real time. That's why his face went pale. That's why his voice trembled. You need to start begging, now." And she just stared at me, like she'd seen a ghost wearing her husband's face. She asked, "What did you do?" I said nothing, just gathered the papers, folded them neatly, then I stood, looked around our living room, the tree, the lights, the gifts still waiting to be opened, and realized I felt nothing, not hatred, not even satisfaction, just clarity. Because revenge isn't fire, it's ice. It doesn't burn, it freezes. And when it's done, what's left behind is clean. I walked out without saying goodbye. The snow was falling again, quiet, relentless. Somewhere behind me, she started to cry. I didn't turn around. Didn't need to. Some things sound better when you don't look at them. Later, when my lawyer called, he said everything went through. The company, the accounts, the properties, all secured. Her lover disbarred within days. Her reputation gone before New Year's. I didn't celebrate, just sat in silence, watching the snow dissolve against the window. It was beautiful in a detached kind of way, like watching pain fade from someone else's life. And maybe that's what it was, because that version of me, the man who believed in her, was gone. All that remained was the one who watched, waited, and acted, cold, calculated, free. The world outside kept moving, but inside me, everything had finally stopped. Just the echo of her voice and the quiet satisfaction of truth. I didn't destroy her. I only showed her reflection. The rest, she did to herself.